By far the most valuable skill that you can have when working with AI is prompting or communicating. People call it the Google effect, which is simply that our memories have decayed over time because we no longer have the need to recall information. We can simply Google it. And it's gotten far worse with AI because it can understand your slang words or your lack of proper vocabulary or dictation, which means that we no longer had to say the correct words or express ourselves. We could talk in really low level language with a lack of specificity, and it was advanced enough to figure out what we were trying to say and do it. Vibe coding at its finest. You probably know the difference between the subjective and the objective, which subjective simply means that between multiple people, you ask them the same question, you'll get different answers. It is opinionative. Objective is concrete. It's fact. It's law, one might say. We have to turn to the objective to help it accomplish the goal. So instead of saying, make this look better, again, in precise language, you would be better off saying, increase the white space. Make the padding 14 point instead of 11 point. The tone of yellow is too dark. Make it more transparent by increasing the opacity from this to that. Numbers are basically the ultimate objective statement towards AI. It's very good at breaking down badly put together incorrect grammar that I'm sure I'm expressing at points now, but it is not good at putting together unspecific or non-specific instructions. And so the key to results, which is going to probably separate you from a lot of people because most people, again, are merging these two into the same bucket and they're getting lazier with time. They're getting less specific over time. The key is to get more specific over time. Make the button a little bit bigger, please. It will make the button bigger, but it might not look what you thought it would look like or you hoped it would look like. And then you get upset and prompt it again. Hey, you made it too big. Make it a little bit smaller, somewhere in between. It works, but it takes so many more prompts than is necessary. In precise language, I would prompt it until I got exactly what I was looking for. And then I would simply ask, okay, when I first asked you to change it, when I said, okay, make it a little bit bigger, until this final product, what exactly changed? And then it will give me a list of numerical numbers or code. Well, numerical numbers, again, in precision of language, right? I said the same thing twice. But with the numbers in code, you're able to literally look at the exact change that it made. To then coin the terms, make this bigger, really means increase the left margins by 2 point, increase the padding below the button by 12 point, which would shift it up, and then increase the height of the container by 5 point. And this is objectively what bigger means to me. I have a markdown document that has laws in it, and they're basically first principles or things that it can go over that are never changing. Now in the future, I've written in this law markdown document, every button must have these traits, and it's all of the numerical characteristics. So now, instead of reprompting it, make this bigger, make it a little bit smaller, a little bit too small now, make it a little bit bigger. I just say, review these documents with all of the design laws that I have and make sure it is uniform throughout the app and all applied to all elements. One prompt, one document, and it does it all in one go and it's perfect. Numbers are objective to AI. This in itself is pretty much a first principle of AI, is trash in, trash out. If you prompt it badly, it's going to respond badly and you can't be surprised when you get bad results. I myself still vibe code 60%, 70%, probably more, to be honest, of all of the prompts that I write. But shift over time more towards specific objective prompts and you'll find that the results get much better. You can kind of develop this brain or second mind for AI. It already has all of the previously perfect results that you've looked for in the past, and it can apply all of those in the future. And it reduces the amount of times you have to reprompt it marginally, like 3-4 times less. Because the results, it now has an idea, it has that understanding of what you subjectively mean. And so while I'm not advocating for subjective, non-specific statements when you prompt it, after 3 months of saving these perfect results to AI, if you told it, make it bigger, it would probably do exactly what you wanted it to do. It's gonna help your brain. And the reason behind that is, like I said earlier, the Google effect, is the more you'll be forced to critically think and recall and think for yourself instead of vibe coding and lack of thinking, just telling it to do whatever you want it to do and getting bad results. It's calculated. And so in one world, AI is basically doing everything and you're just there, a shell of a person letting it think for you. And in the other world, you're working together. You are the thinker and it is the implementer. If you found this interesting, I have a Skool community. It is linked in the description and pinned on the top comment, where I have curriculum for beginner users that have absolutely no idea what they're doing, who basically are just using ChatGPT and have no other knowledge besides that, to start to integrate AI, especially Claude Code, into their daily lives. The primary goal of it is to try and introduce AI to as much of society as humanly possible and integrate with it because it is the future. But what is most important to me is that we do not lose our humanity along the way. look into psychology and how to think for yourself, critically thinking and learning so that you can keep your mind sharp while everybody else is decaying while they use AI more and more and more. And I believe that there will be a division in society where there are the people who either never adopted AI or simply let it think for them and lost all abilities to critically think. And then on the other side, the successful side is going to be the people who embraced it and understood how to think for themselves, even if they weren't that good with AI. They know how to use it as a tool. And these are going to be people who thrive over time. And as sad as it is to see this divide, the only way that we can combat this is, of course, by learning to think for ourselves and also using AI as a tool. Claude, of course, is going to be like $20 a month. So that is something that you're gonna have to be willing to pay. But of course, I also have upper tiers where we'll go more in depth about making iOS apps, software, and more business related things for those of you who are more well-read on AI.